Now, tradition dictates a brief reading. It will be brief, relax. Content. A man could travel a fair distance in 36 years, especially if he puts his mind to it. I've certainly done so, and being more pig-headed than a three-headed pig, I managed to rack up some 2.3 million kilometres, give or take a few thousand. Much has changed in that time and over that distance. The world is not as it once was, which is to be expected, and neither am I, which is also to be expected. Motorcycles have changed. They've gone from being insanely powerful, dual handling, indifferently braked, semi-reliable projectiles of distilled male rebellion, to even more insanely powerful, great handling, wonderfully braked and very reliable projectiles of distilled male rebellion. I feel that my personal development has mirrored this most welcome evolutionary process. Consequently, everyone is now better off. Ask my wife. I can now actually tell her with some accuracy when I plan to return from a ride. Once upon a time, my return home was contingent upon a host of interlocking variables. Will the bastard motorcycle explode and demand I make efforts to repair it by smashing it with rocks and speaking to it in bad language? Will the police finally charge me so that I can get bail, or they keep me locked in a holding cell until the vomit dries on my clothes and they're bored of laughing at me through the cell's viewing slit? How far will I have to ride back the way I have just come to search for some mate who has failed to materialise at the agreed meeting point, leaving me to scour the valleys into which he might have plunged? How long will my money last? Do I use what I have left for petrol, or do I use the one more beer and hope I can maybe bludge some petrol from a passing motorist? What pointless lie about my speeding shall I use on a high patrol officer? Is it really Monday? I thought it was still Sunday. More importantly, I finally come to terms with the fact that I'm a shit magnet. And I'm now at peace knowing I am a sweaty lodestone for a vast array of scandal, horror, and quite dire antisocial beastliness. With this knowledge, I become empowered and act accordingly. The decisions I make now are not like the decisions I made back when I was ignorant of my particular standing in the cosmos. But I do understand there's nothing I can do about being such a singularity. I just need to stay aware of how things operate in my universe. It is what it is, I am what I am, and what I have always been. Of course, the riding of bastard motorcycles only served to exacerbate shit's undeniable attraction to me. Had I decided to spend my life rotting behind a steering wheel, it's certain that shit would still have happened to me, but it would not have been anywhere near as unspeakable as it's often turned out to be, or half as much fun. You see, that's the thing. This motorcycle caper really is all about fun. I wouldn't do it otherwise. When shit happening coincides with this fun, as it regularly does, the fun factor is not necessarily diminished. In fact, it is sometimes enhanced a lot. This is not always immediately evident, but that is why the road gods invented hindsight, which is very thoughtful of them. Normally, the road gods are not at all given to thoughtfulness, I should know. I have sat astride their glowing metal altars for more than 3 decades. I have worshipped upon their snaking, pitiless temples, and I have cursed them and damned them as often as I have thanked them and blessed them. They have returned the favour. It's how they roll. The shit that comes my way is entirely of their making, but how I respond to their delivery is entirely my responsibility. It is a work relationship that has flavoured my life with an exotic goulash from the first day I decided to ride motorcycles. Does this mean that I've always acted responsibly? Not at all. Does this mean that I have done things which I'm not exactly glowing with pride about? Absolutely. With the wisdom of hindsight, would I have acted the same way and done the same things? Without question. After all, I am as fallible and conflicted as the next bloke, and hindsight is not something I can access when I'm being fallible and conflicted. I have done stupid things, and I have done really stupid things. I still do on occasion. As a consequence, my life continues to be a rich dish of piquancy, with the occasional rancid cop thrown in that stalls to keep me grounded in reality. Do I learn from my mistakes? Sure. I also repeat them, but not as often as I once did. There's more to lose these days and the stakes are higher. But I still roll those evil dice. Hell, I'm a motorcyclist. I will always roll in nasty bones. Viewed through the danger-averse eyes of a peacefully insipid society, my entire existence is one long, two-wheeled mistake. Viewed through my eyes, it's the only kind of life worth living. I do hope you'll get a kick out of the stories in this, my second book. Like any writer, I'm always hugely flattered when people tell me how much they enjoy my first book, or indeed any of my work, because like any writer, I get a kick out of running my home movies inside people's heads and seeing if they smile. Once again, the tales in this book run in chronological order, getting when I started to chew on what I'd unwittingly bitten off, all the way through to a recent long-distance ride with my teenage son Andrew. Once again, I know some of the tales will appall you. They still appall me when I think back on them. Once again, I know that some of you will doubt the veracity of the events. And once again, I shrug and I ask you if it is all possible a man could actually make any of this shit up. I've changed some of the names of some of the characters in these stories, but only so that they can retain a plausible deniability if someone asks them if it's actually them I'm writing about. Are there more tales I could tell? Oh yes, I certainly hope to. When will they be told? In the fullness of time, and when the road gods permit. Thank you so much.